Number 5, Kevin Byrne has come onto the team. I don't know who's gone off yet. Kevin Byrne is starting at centre field instead of Rich Doyle for the Anns. With this one broken down by Kilanerin. We get the stopwatch going. Kilanerin going on the attack. This one's broken out. Out towards the full back. This time it's Paul French is the man who has it. Paul French, the number 4. The short clearance out. Referee is the nearest man to it. The person comes out now towards the substitute, Kevin Byrne. Rich Doyle is the man going off, I would assume, at that stage. This one in towards Jack Berry. Jack Berry has Redmond Barry inside him. Jack sends a low ball in towards the full forward line, in towards John Simpson. John Simpson been tackled there by Michael Hughes. John Simpson lands in the long ball in towards the number 15. The number 15 is Franny Simpson, the captain, of course, of the St. Anne's. Very close to the far sideline, sends it back out. The Anne's try to go on the attack. Jack Berry trying to get this one up, he can't control the ball. Gordon Hughes out there trying to dispossess him. Franny Simpson is the man who has it now. Back out towards Redmond Barry. Redmond Barry takes the shot, swings it across the goal. The umpire stands back and the umpire waves the 2 hands for the wide. We're going the second wide of the game for now. New goalkeeper for the St. Anne's. Seamus Berry replaces Dermot Berry. And David Byrne is on as well. Well, Kevin Byrne, that should be Kevin Byrne, the number 5. Starting at centre field. Oh yes, we'll do that as well. Back with the action. Rich Doyle is not gone off as I thought earlier on. He's the man who has the ball now. The referee blows up play and it's going to be free for the Kilanerin men. And the free will be taken by Seamus Hughes, and this one is 70 yards out from the Kilanerin goal. Seamus gains a few steps. He sends in a long ball in towards Matty Ford. Broken down by Paul French. Back out now, or back into the hands of Paul French again. Back out now towards Redmond Barry. Redmond Barry being chased by Michael Hughes. Kilanerin or the Anns going the attack again. It's a long ball in. Half cut out by Pat Ford. Pat Ford out now towards Jim Darcy. Jim Darcy 70 yards out from his own goal. Sends a long high ball up towards the half forward line. Up towards the far side. Up towards Matty Ford. Matty Ford wearing the number 15. Drops the ball to the ground. He's pulled down as he does so. The referee says play on. Eventually it's been cleared out there by Jeff Barry, I think it is. But this time it's brought back by Donny Noonan. Back in now towards John Hegarty. John Hegarty left footed. John Hegarty with the point. A good point there from John Hegarty, his first point of the game. And they're level. They're level, 6 points all, 1-3 for St. Anne's, 6 points for Kilanerin. We have just 2.5 minutes gone in the second half. We'll get the paperwork right, now we're away again. Now we're Seamus Berry, the number 16, or was 16 on the programme, is starting in the goal in the second half, of course. The Anns going to attack again. It's the number 11, David Doc O'Connor. Referee blows up play and it's going to be free to the Anns. And David O'Connor has left it back for Jack Berry. Jack Berry, the centre field man, sends a long ball up towards the far side, towards the open, well caught there by Michael Darcy. Pillar slightly in the way, back towards Gordon Hughes. This one goes astray. Having to chase back for that one is Micheál Hughes. Micheál Hughes manages to get up 21 yards out from his own goal, back out towards Michael Darcy. Michael Darcy solo now, out now towards the centre field. But this one's put out again. Bit of legs play there by the Kilanerin men. The ball running loose again. The Anns go on the attack. This time it's Paul Berry. Paul Berry, the number 13, out towards the far side, out towards Jack Berry. Jack Berry's shot is half cut out. It's going right close to the end line, but kept in play by Franny Simpson. Franny Simpson is half dispossessed. Nicky Darcy in there helping out. Gordon Hughes getting the ball back up out towards Pat Ford. Pat Ford 21 yards out, sending out towards the halfway mark. Out there to collect is Donny Noonan. Donny Noonan 70 yards out from his own goal, playing in the forwards, but he's up in the backs helping out. Good ball in towards John Hegarty. John Hegarty 2 yards in from the stand side. Sends a long ball over towards Matty Ford, also out towards Paul French. The ball breaks loose. Matty Ford is inside, he has the goalkeeper in front of him, but he balloons it over the bar. And an opportunity there of a goal for Kilanerin, but he went over the bar. Still Kilanerin go ahead for the first time in this game. 7 points for Kilanerin. That one's scored in the 34th minute. So 4 points in this game so far for Matty Ford. And that one looked as if it could be a goal. Nobody in the goalkeeper beat. Unfortunately, it must have screwed off the foot of Matty Ford and over the bar. So still 4 points from him from this game so far. 2 of those coming from play, 2 from frees. Back with the action again. It's Jack Berry is the man who has this one. 2 or 3 Kilanerin men around him. He sends a long ball up along the wing. Blocked out by an Anns man and it's gone over the line, and the man who puts it out is Rich Doyle, the number 9 for the St. Anne's, and the line ball almost on the halfway mark. A line ball for Kilanerin, and the line ball will be taken by Pat Ford. Pat Ford, the number 6 centre back for Kilanerin. Kilanerin leading now by 1 point. It's a long ball up, broken down again by Jack Berry. Jack Berry, one of the better players for the St. Anne's. Back now towards Paul French. Back now towards Charlie White. Back towards Jack Berry, and this one's well cut out by Nicky Darcy. 60 yards out from the St. Anne's goal. He's 3 or 4 men inside him. Pass out towards Paul Hughes. Paul Hughes back towards Nicky Darcy. 45 yards out from the Anne's goal. He has to look up. Twisted inside in for Paul Hughes. Paul Hughes on the 21. He's pulled and dragged as he does so, and it's a free in. A free in for Kilanerin. This one will be on the 14-yard mark. It's about 7 or 8 yards to the left of the goal. Playing into the town end, of course. Kilanerin playing into the town end in the second half. Very little wind today, and almost perfect conditions for football, of course. And the free, I'm sure, will be taken by Matty Ford. Matty, and the yellow card there for Charlie White. Charlie White, the fullback for the Anns. First yellow card of the game. Hasn't been a dirty game. The free taken by Matty Ford, and Matty Ford gets the point. That one scored in the 36th minute. Third score from free from Matty Ford. 5 points now from Matty Ford so far. And the scoreboard reads now: Kilanerin 8 points, St. Anne's 1-3. 2 points between them. And yet to score in the second half, but then we've only 6 minutes of that half gone yet in the 2001 senior football final. Jack Berry trying to get this one through. He's almost on the halfway mark, been tackled by 2 or 3 Kilanerin men. In now towards Rich Doyle. Rich Doyle tries to fist it back out towards Jack Berry again. Jack 70 yards out from the Kilanerin ball. Sends a long ball in towards the corner, in towards Paul Berry. Paul Berry trying to make an angle for himself. He's holding in towards the goal. 2 or 3 Kilanerin men around him. He's still trying to get around with the ball. The number 13, Paul Berry, still has it. He tries to make an angle still. Eventually gets in the shot. He's stopped in towards the goal. Drops to the right and drops wide. I think that's signed the third wide of the game for them. It's the second wide in the second half. The score remains St. Anne's 1-3. There's 6 points. Kilanerin 8 points. 2 points between them. All to play for still. They're still in level at half time. They didn't, in fact. St. Anne's in 1 point ahead. 1-3 to 5 points. The score was at half time. I see Jerry Farrell and Pat Hughes down in front of me, and Donald Hayden having a big confab. This time the ball has got by Gordon Hughes, holding up towards the halfway mark. Gordon sends in the long ball in. A dangerous ball in towards Matty Ford. Two Anne's men in there. One of them is Doc O'Connor. Doc O'Connor is the man who gets it. Sends it out now towards the substitute Hayden Byrne, wearing the number 5. Back now towards Rory Stafford. Rory Stafford up along the far side. This one comes straight into the hands of Michael Hughes. Michael Hughes up along the far side towards his brother Paul. Paul 80 yards out from the Anne's goal. Shifts over towards this side, over towards Tommy Boland. Tommy wearing the number 10 for Kilanerin. Fisted back in now towards Paul Hughes. Paul is 50 yards out from the Anne's goal. Eventually gets the pass back out towards Jim Darcy. Jim Darcy with the shot, and this one has gone well to the right and well wide. 8 wide of the game for Kilanerin. 8 minutes gone in the second half. 2 points between them still. Kilanerin leading by 2 points. The Anne's yet to score in the second half. Referee, of course, Sil Doyle. And Sil looking for a football. The other one has gone missing out in the open stand at the end. Sil Doyle, the Ballyhogue referee. Referee in his first county final today, of course. I know he refereed some of the inter-county junior games earlier this year. Of course, the new goalkeeper for the St. Anne's, Dermot Berry, being replaced by Seamus Berry. Kilanerin yet to introduce the subs. The St. Anne's have introduced 2 so far. I see another one warming up on the sideline. This one is caught well by Paul Hughes, been tackled by Aidan Byrne as he goes through. He's 30 yards out. Eventually gets back out towards Matty Ford. Matty Ford with the shot. And Matty Ford with a point. A great point there from Matty Ford. A great point in the 39th minute from Matty Ford. 6th point of the game for him. Kilanerin leading by 3 points. Kilanerin 9 points. St. Anne's 1-3. 3 points between them. 9 minutes gone in the second half. Still all to play for. Kick out by Seamus Berry. This one from the 21, of course. Broken down by the number 7. That's Micheál Berry. Micheál Berry is fouled and it's a free. Micheál taking the free himself. Playing a hint towards the number 15, Fanny Simpson. Fanny Simpson lays the half. This one goes astray. Redmond Berry gets it back towards Aidan Byrne. A long ball in towards Paul Berry. Paul Berry has nobody inside him. Except the goalkeeper at this stage. A well cut out there by Michael Higgins. Great save there by Michael Higgins. The full back out towards Micheál Hughes. Micheál Hughes out towards Pat Ford, out towards the far side. A good let off there for Kilanerin. Seamus Hughes plays it low up towards Matty Ford. Matty Ford 70 yards out from the Anne's goal. Sold out towards the halfway mark. trying to make an angle for himself, plays out towards Tony Noonan. Instead, though, it comes to Gordon Hughes. Gordon Hughes shakes off a tackle. 60 yards out, plays in a long ball in for John Hegarty. John Hegarty can't control this one. Instead, it goes into the hands of goalkeeper Seamus Berry. Seamus Berry fisted out towards Jack Berry. Jack Berry, 21 yards, 30 yards out now from his own goal. It says out towards the halfway mark. Half broken down by Seamus Hughes. Seamus Hughes hasn't seen much of the action in the second half so far. Got now by Aidan Byrne for the Ans. The Ans go on the attack again. It's Redmond Berry, the man who has it this time, the number 10. Number 10 sends in the low ball, but it's well cut out, and the referee instead blows up play, and it's going to be free from where the ball landed for a late tackle there on Redmond Barry in fact. And the Ans still warming up a substitute down on the line in front of us. The free will be taken by Redmond Barry. It's about 50 yards out from the Kilanerin goal, just barely to the right of the goal, and the referee Sil Doyle giving him another few yards advantage. Kilanerin also warming up a sub. It's Paddy O'Sullivan is warming up on the sideline. Paddy, of course, who has played brilliantly this year so far. Only 19 years of age, won't be 20 I think until March next year. Redmond Barry in the meantime lines up this free. It's about 47 yards out, 5 or 6 yards to the right of the goal. He takes the run up, takes his shot, sends it in low, and is looking to get a goal out of this, but this one is well blocked out by Kilanerin, but the referee deems there was a foot block there on Ann's man. I think Michael Hughes is the man being spoken to, the Kilanerin captain. I see Michael limping over, obviously none the better of that clash either. And the referee having a few words with Michael Hughes. We'll see a little yellow card. There's only been one yellow card in this game so far. That one was for Charlie White. And Michael Hughes putting up the hand looking for some attention, and Michael Hughes gets the yellow card. Only the second yellow card of the game, one for each team so far, and Michael Hughes not any the better of that tackle. So it's going to be a free in this one on the 21, directly in front of the goal, and I'm sure this will be at least a point for the Ans. Paddy O'Sullivan is down in front of us, the number 4, and I think they're waiting to get the attention of the referee for a change on the Kilanerin team. Also to Jerry Murner out there from the St. Anne's, trying to muster up a bit of activity on that team. Well, just over 12 minutes gone. And Michael Hughes coming off the team, Paddy O'Sullivan coming on. Michael Hughes, of course, who was the captain. And so Paddy O'Sullivan getting his chance to play in his first county senior football final. And the flag goes up, and a point for get me a pen work right here. Edmund Bryan, the scorer of that one from a free. A goal and 2 points from him so far. The goal coming from a free as well. All his scores so far coming from frees. A goal and 2 from Redmond Barry. Out of a total of a goal and 3 for the Ans. The other scorer, of course, was Aidan Byrne, who made the run up the whole way from the back line to score a point. So Redmond Barry, the scorer of a goal and 2 for the Ans so far. And we'll go back with the action. The Ans on the attack again. Ans coming back into this play now again. Back out towards Rich Doyle. Rich Doyle sends the low ball up towards this side, up towards Charlie White. Also there's Michael Higgins. Michael Higgins is the man who gets it. Brilliantly playing the full back so far. Been tackled again by Charlie White. This one goes astray. Jack Berry is the man who has it now. Jack Berry been tackled by Nicky Darcy. The referee blows up play and it's a free in for the Ans. This one 50 yards out. Jack lands it in high. It's a dangerous ball. Gordon Hughes under this one. Pushed in the back as the ball came in. Out there now is Rory Stafford. Rory Stafford been chased by Gordon Hughes. Very close to the far sideline. Rory Stafford gets it up. He's 14 yards out. 3 yards into the far sideline. Fisted back out now towards Redmond Barry. Redmond Barry, the leading scorer so far. The leading scorer for the whole year so far for the Ans. This one is curling to the left. They'll turn over the ball. A goal and 3 points so far now for Redmond Barry. Out of a total of a goal and 5 for the Ans. Now we'll get the paperwork right as well. So now the score is Ans 1-5, Kilanerin 9 points. So it's a 1 point margin in favour of Kilanerin. And we have 14 and a half minutes gone. Halfway through the second half, 1 point between them. It couldn't be much closer. The bookies were given odds of 8-1 for a draw. Maybe it would have been a good bet yet. Kick out by Barry Hughes. This one's up now almost in the halfway mark. Broken down by Seamus Hughes, puts up straight into the hands of Rich Doyle. Rich Doyle out towards this side, towards Micheál Berry. Micheál Berry all on his own, starting up 50 yards out from the Kilanerin goal, lays in the low ball inside. A dangerous ball inside. In there for the number 15, Franny Simpson, the captain. Being tackled there by Micheál Hughes, drops the ball to the ground. He's 14 yards out, gets it back up again. Back out now towards Jack Berry. Jack Berry just outside the 21, swings it across. This one looks good. And it's all the way. A good point there from Jack Berry. First point of the game for him, and the sides are level again. After 15 minutes of the second half, the sides are level. 3 quick points there in the last 3 minutes from the St. Anne's, equalising the sides again. So it's the Anne's 1-6, Kilanerin 9 points. They're level again. 15 minutes to play in the second half. I'm sure there will be a minute or two for injury time as well. We'll get ready for another kick out. This one to be taken by Barry Hughes again. Dropping out around the halfway mark. Jim Darcy's under along with Jack Berry, broken down by Jim Darcy. This has got back up by Rich Doyle, I think was, or Jack Berry was, but he's fouled and it's a free. This one all exactly from the halfway mark. Jack Berry takes it himself, drops it inside in dangerously towards the full forward line. Eventually he's got out towards Seamus Hughes. Seamus Hughes back out towards Nicky Darcy. Nicky Darcy 70 yards out from his own goal. He's stolen up towards the halfway mark, fisted on forward up towards Downey Noonan. Downey Noonan can't control this one. Also in there is Tommy Boland. Tommy Boland can't control it either. Chased back now by the Kilanerin men to try and regain possession. But it's got back by St. Anne's. The St. Anne's men drop it again. And Kilanerin go on the attack, but the referee blows up play and it's going to be a free into St. Anne's. This one is about 70 yards out from the Kilanerin goal. Redmond Bray, the man to take it. It's about a yard in from the far sideline, the open stand side. Anne's playing and he has decided to leave it instead to Jack Berry. Anne's of course playing into the Clonard end in the second half. Very little wind and the sides are level. 17 minutes gone in the second half. And a free in taken for St. Anne's in towards the corner, but this one's well cut out by Kilanerin. Michael Darcy, the man cutting that one out, is going to be a line ball. This one's about 21 yards out from the Kilanerin goal. Redmond Berry, I'm sure, will be the man to take this one, or has he decided again to leave it? He's decided that he's going to leave it to Jack Berry, just on the 21-yard mark. A lot of players in around the Kilanerin goal, and maybe Jack is going to drop this one in. He drops it in low. It was well cut out by Michael Darcy. Michael Darcy feeds the house. A lot of short pass now towards Paddy O'Sullivan, getting his first touch out towards Gordon Hughes. Gordon Hughes sends a long ball up along the far side. This one is not going to be got by a Kilanerin man, instead it's going to be got by Doc O'Connor, I'm sure that is. A long ball over towards this side. Broken down by Rory Stafford. Rory Stafford's holding in. He's 50 yards out from the Kilanerin goal. Drops the ball to the ground and retrieved now by Nicky Darcy. Nicky Darcy slipping. Ground has obviously gone slippery. Seamus Hughes with that one, or Jim Darcy was with that one. Long ball up towards John Hegarty. Haven't seen much action in the second half yet. Breaks this one down, but hops into the hands of Paul French instead. And coming out the stronger of this game now, Micheál Berry back to Paul French again. Paul French twisted on forward up towards Rich Doyle. Back now towards number 7, Micheál Berry. Micheál Berry 50 yards out from the Kilanerin goal. Drops the ball to the ground. Eventually gets out towards Rory Stafford. Rory Stafford back out towards Jack Berry. Jack Berry can't control it. 2 Kilanerin men around him. Back now towards Redmond Berry. Redmond Berry 70 yards out from the Kilanerin goal. In towards John Simpson. John Simpson can't control it. Back now towards Micheál Berry. And the referee awards a free. That one was I suppose a debatable free, but the free is given. The referee has the final say. 18 and a half minutes gone. St. Anne's 1-6, Kilanerin 9 points. Kilanerin have only introduced one substitute so far. Paddy O'Sullivan replacing the injured Michael Hughes, captain of the Kilanerin team. The free will be taken by Redmond Berry. This one about 47 yards out, just to the left of the goal. He lands this one out very close to the end line. The Anne's managed to keep it in play back into the hands of John Simpson. A dangerous ball across. Broken down by the goalkeeper. Comes out towards this side. Out towards Nicky Darcy. 14 yards out from his own goal. Nicky decides to sidestep his man. Pass out towards Gordon Hughes. Gordon Hughes 40 yards out. Very close to the line. Off the hands of a St. Anne's man. Off the hands of Micheál Berry. In fact, out over the line, and a line ball for Kilanerin. And this one will be taken by Jim Darcy. Jim Darcy, the number 8 for Kilanerin. This one is about 45 yards out from the Kilanerin goal. Jim lands it up towards Downey Noonan. Downey Noonan breaks it down into the hands of Nicky Darcy. Nicky Darcy 50 yards out from the Anne's goal, still trying to make an angle for himself. Pass it back now towards Downey Noonan. Downey Noonan trying to go through. He's pulled and dragged as he does so. Plays it out now towards Matty Ford. Matty sidesteps his man. He's 2 or 3 men inside him, but instead he goes for the shot. Drops into the hands of goalkeeper Seamus Berry. Seamus Berry being chased out there by Tommy Boland. Tommy Boland's chase comes to nothing. Kilanerin eventually get back towards Paul Hughes, the man who has it. Paul Hughes swings it across. A long shot, a good shot and a great point. A great point there from Paul Hughes. Puts Kilanerin ahead again. Kilanerin now 10 points. St. Anne's 1-6. 1 point between them. We have 20 minutes gone. 10 minutes to play. 10 minutes or so, maybe a little bit more for injury time. 10 minutes left, sir. To go. All to play for. 1 point between them. Kilanerin leading by 1 point. It has been a close second half. They're broken down by Seamus Hughes. Comes back towards Nicky Darcy. Bit of a tussle in around the halfway mark. Comes back now towards a landsman. We'll see what that was Jack Berry. I'm sure this is a long ball in towards John Simpson. A dangerous ball in. Cut out by Michael Higgins. Eventually Michael Higgins getting back up again. Very close to the end line. And the referee or the linesman indicates it's a line ball. And in the meantime Michael Higgins is down injured, I think. Appears to be okay again. Pat Murray going in there with the bottle. The famous magic bottle. And it's a 45 for the Anns. 9 minutes left. 1 point between them. Kilanerin 10 points. St. Anne's 1-6. A good close final. Nothing between them yet. Oh, the referee has overruled the umpire. In fact, this one well caught by Jack Berry. Jack goes to the ground, but he still has the ball in his hands. He may release it soon. And throw over the line. And the line ball for Kilanerin. And the linesman a little bit unsure there for a while. The linesman Sean Boyce, I'm sure that is on this line. The line ball taken by Jim Darcy. It's a long ball up the field. This one hopping in front of Sean French or Paul French. Instead it's got by John Hegarty. John Hegarty making one of his good runs. Been chased there by the number 11, Doc O'Connor. John Hegarty with the shot. John Hegarty's shot goes to the left and goes wide. 9th wide of the game for Kilanerin with 22 minutes gone. 1 point between them. 10 points for Kilanerin and 1-6 for St. Anne's. 9 points for them. Just 1 point between them. And all to play for still. Kick out to be taken by Seamus Berry. Down to 8 minutes to play left. Aidan Byrne going up for this one. He breaks it down, well caught by Aidan Byrne. Sends it 30-40 yards up the field. Chasing this was Michael Darcy. Also there is Micheál Hughes. Micheál Hughes gets a good clearance in. Up towards the far corner, up towards Matty Ford. This was a good one. Matty manages to sidestep his man. He has Nicky Darcy inside him. Here's Downey Noonan inside him. Downey Noonan sold on Sue. Downey Noonan with the shot. And Downey Noonan with the point. Good point there from Downey Noonan. 2nd point of the game for him. 2 points there. 2nd point of the game for Downey Noonan. Kilanerin go ahead. 11 points for Kilanerin. 1-6 for St. Anne's. 2 points between them. 22.5 minutes gone in the second half. And still all to play for. Kick out to be taken by Seamus Berry. On the 21. Drops out towards the halfway mark. Under this one is Jack Berry. Jack Berry can't control it. Hops off the top of his fingers. Out very close to this line. Been tackled now by Pat Ford. He's robbed by Pat Ford. Seamus Berry kicks it over the line. And the linesman, Sean Boyce, deeming that it was Nan's ball. I think that wasn't in the correct decision. Goes now towards Micheál Berry. Micheál Berry is on the ground. Slips, has the ball in his hand. Manages to hold on to the ball. He may release it. I think he's overcarried the ball, overplayed the ball. And the referee deems that it's a free in, but I think that Micheál Berry might have overcarried that ball. The referee's decision is final. The free will be taken by Jack Berry. This one is about 45 yards out on the stand side of the field. Jack swings it across the left foot. It's looking high. It's stopping in around the goal mouth. It's a dangerous ball broken out by a Kilanerin man. Well caught by and saved there by Barry Hughes. A great save there by Barry Hughes. A dangerous looking situation. And the referee has blown up play and it's going to be a free. That was a dangerous situation there for Kilanerin. Well saved by Barry Hughes and the goal for Kilanerin. Score remains 11 points for Kilanerin. 1-6 for St. Anne's. I'm not sure what he's deciding is actually a 45. It's up to over the end line obviously, and the free taker will be Redmond Barry. We have 24 minutes gone, 6 minutes left to play, 2 points between them. Kilanerin 11 points, St. Anne's 6 points. The free to be taken by Redmond Barry. A 45 for the Anns. Swings to the right foot, it's looking good. And it's all the way. A good point there. So that's a goal and 4 points from Redmond Barry. All of those come from play. So Redmond Barry the score of a goal and 4 over a total of a goal and 7 for the Anns. Jack Barry, of course, Aidan Byrne and Rory Stafford, the other scorers for the Anns. Matty Ford has scored 6 for Kilanerin so far. John Hegarty a point. Downey Noonan 2. And Nicky Darcy 1, of course. Back with the action, Rich Doyle has this one back towards Jack Berry. Jack Berry coming well into the action now. Trying to be bottled up there by Pat Ford. Back now towards Rich Doyle again. Rich Doyle sends a long ball up along the field. This one has gone 40-50 yards up. The Ans go on the attack again. Fist over towards this side. A long ball for the Ansman. It's the number 15. The number 15 is Franny Simpson, the captain. Franny sends it across the centre. It's a dangerous ball in towards Rory Stafford. Rory Stafford has a look. He takes the shot. And Rory Stafford puts it wide. Fourth wide of the game for the Ans. They have one wide in the first half as far as I know. 3 wides in the second half. And the time, there's 5 minutes, just under 5 minutes left to play with a minute or two for injury time. 5 minutes to go. And the scoreboard reads Kilanerin 111. St. Anne's Kilanerin 11 points. St. Anne's 1-7. That's 11 points to 10. 1 point between them. Just under 5 minutes left to play. The kick out by Barry Hughes. Broken down by Jack Berry back towards Rich Doyle, towards the Kilanerin men around him. The referee deems he was fouled. It's 60 yards out. And the Ans controlling the last 5 minutes or so of the game. We have about little over 4 minutes left to play now at this stage. And a free in for the Ans. This one to be taken by Redmond Barry. It's about 57 or 8 yards out, straight in front of the goal. Redmond Barry has a look up to see what the situation is. 1 point between them. The free by Redmond Barry, drops in around. Stopping dangerously in. And it's over the bar. It's over the bar and a level. Goal and 5 now from Redmond Barry. Out of a total of a goal and 8 for the St. Anne's. Scoreboard. Kilanerin 11 points. St. Anne's 1-8. Or level. 26 and a half minutes gone. 3.5 minutes to go. And it's still all to play for. As I said earlier, the bookies were given 8-1 on the draw. And maybe we should have taken it up. Barry Hughes stopping this one around the halfway mark. Jim Darcy under this one. Breaks it down. Eventually comes back towards Seamus Hughes. Not much in the action in the second half. Back now towards Paul Hughes. Sends up now towards John Hegarty. John Hegarty being chased by the number 11. The number 11 is Doc O'Connor. He's on the 21 or stolen inside. He sidesteps 2 or 3 men. Takes the shot. A good shot and a great point. A great point there from John Hegarty in the 57th minute of play. Second point of the game from John Hegarty. Kilanerin go ahead. 12 points for Kilanerin. 1-8 for St. Anne's. 12 points to 11. 1 point between them. 3 minutes left to play. Kick out again. Broken down by Jim Darcy. Back in towards Paul Hughes. Paul Hughes sends it back up towards John Hegarty again. John Hegarty has nobody inside him. He's chased again. Sends this one in. It's up into the hands. No, it stops over the bar. A great point again from John Hegarty. That one coming just half a minute after the last one. 3 points now from John Hegarty. Kilanerin go 2 points ahead. 13 points for Kilanerin. 11 points for St. Anne's. 2 points between them. Kilanerin or the Ans go on the attack again. Jeff Barry is the man with it now. 60 yards out from his own goal. Lands a long ball up towards the number 7, Micheál Berry. Micheál Berry been chased by Nicky Darcy. Stops this one in dangerously around the full forward end. Caught by John Simpson. Bottled up by Michael Hegarty. John Simpson trying to go through. And he rolls this one to the right and rolls it wide. That one gone wide. The referee is having some words with somebody. I'm not sure who he's going to have words with. And I'm not sure what the situation. I think Micheál Hughes has been spoken to there by the referee. Micheál Hughes, the number 2 for Kilanerin. We have 28 and a half minutes gone. Kilanerin 13 points. St. Anne's 1-8, 11 points. And the referee still Doyle there having words with Micheál Hughes. I haven't seen any cards up yet. Maybe he's just taken his name. He has pulled out the yellow card. Third yellow card of the game. The second one for the Kilanerin people. Micheál Hughes, the last man to get. Charlie White, the one for. And the referee has decided to award a penalty. A penalty for the Ans. I wasn't sure what the outcome of that was going to be. 13 points to 8. There's 2 points between them. I see Kilanerin men going in there to have words with the with Barry Hughes. The free taker will be Jack Berry. And a goal. A goal there from Jack Berry from a penalty. One minute of play left. The Ans 2-8. 14 points. Kilanerin 13 points. 1 point between them. 1 minute left to play. Less than 1 minute to play. Downey Noonan with the ball. Downey Noonan been pulled down there by Charlie White. Still has the ball back now towards Pat Ford. Pat Ford long ball out towards the far side towards John Hegarty. John Hegarty very close to the line. The linesman deems it was over the line ball for the hands. Less than 1 minute to play. Downey Noonan with the ball. Downey Noonan been pulled down there by Charlie White. Still has the ball back now towards Pat Ford. Pat Ford long ball out towards the far side towards John Hegarty. John Hegarty very close to the line. The linesman deems it was over the line ball for the hands. And we're down to 15 seconds of ordinary time left. The score, St. Anne's 2-8, that's 14 points. Kilanerin 13 points. 1 point between them. And everybody predicted this would be a close game. The line ball for the hands. Drops in towards the halfway mark. Rich Doyle chasing this one. Also there is Fanny Simpson. The Kilanerin go on the attack, along ball in towards Matty Ford. Matty hasn't seen much action. Can't control it first time, gets it back up, has a look up, takes the shot. It's stopping in on the goal, it's stopping to the left and dropping wide. Gone wide. And that is the 10th wide of the game for Kilanerin. And we're on full time with 30 minutes and 20 seconds. We're 20 seconds into injury time. And that would have been a vital point for Kilanerin to score. Well, St. Anne's still leading by 1 point. 2-8 for St. Anne's, 13 points for Kilanerin. Kick out taken by Seamus Berry. Aidan Byrne under this one. Broken down by Seamus Hughes. Very close to the far sideline. And a line ball there, I think, for the Anns, or for the Kilanerin it should be. But instead it's going towards the Anns. It's Jack Berry, I think, is the man who's going to take it. 50 yards out from his own goal. 1 point between them. The Anns lead by 1 point. This one, and the Anns go on the attack again. Paul Berry, the man we had this time. He has 2 or 3 men inside. He's still soloing through. Soloing in towards the goal. The goalkeeper comes out and it's in the net. It's in the net. A goal there by Paul Berry. And the Anns well and truly on their way now. The score, 3-8 for St. Anne's, 17 points. And it's all over. St. Noel, the final score, St. Anne's 3-8, Kilanerin 13 points. Redmond Barry, the scorer of a goal and 5 for the Anns. Jack Berry, the scorer of a goal and a point. Aidan Byrne, the scorer of a point. And Paul Berry, the scorer of a goal. That's 3-8 to 13 points. So St. Anne's are successful in retaining their title. They have the second title in a row, 2000 champions, 2001 champions. And the captain, of course, Fanny Simpson, will collect the cup in a few minutes from County Chairman Seamus Howland. And I'm sure the Kilanerin men are devastated by that. It was a good display, nothing in it up to the last minute or so. And of course two late goals from the St. Anne's clinched it all for them. Final score 3-8, that's 17 points for St. Anne's, 13 points for Kilanerin, a 4-point margin. And a good victory, back-to-back victories for Kilanerin, or for St. Anne's. So I'm sure there will be major celebrations in the Ratdangan area again. And of course they are still in the Senior Hurling Championship, and I would presume they would be anxious to do the doubles back-to-back as well. It would be a major achievement. The last time a double was done before last year was in 1968. Shin Shin, the referee of course for the game was Phil Doyle, and a sea of blue and more blue, I suppose, light blue and dark blue, out in the middle of the field. The St. Anne's celebrate their famous victory by 4 points. 3-8, 13 points. So good win for the St. Anne's. I'm sure Jerry Farrell will be, and his selectors will be disappointed with that. They had it in their grasp up to the last minute or so. It was anybody's game.
Fantastic game. One would think that Kilanerin had the game won with a 2 minutes involvement with 2 points. And I suppose, as Lonnie